channel. So today I'm making another video. So if you see this sweater, it's the same day. I'm just filming a lot. So I promised that I would make another video in regards to some other things that I was using. So this is that video. So in front of me, we already know what this is, but what we don't know is that some stuff changed in it. And so I kind of want to share that too. And then my morning journal, we'll go over that. We won't do any flips, but we'll go over that. And then the little A6, which I told you guys was my memory journal, which is still my memory journal. So lots of things. And then at the end of the video, if we still have time, there's one surprise that I want to show you because I got it and then I never got a chance to really do the video. So I'll go ahead and show you guys that at the very, very end. So if you stick around for that, great. If not, but yeah. So what do we start with? Let's start with this first because I feel like the A6 is going to take a bit to process. So when I initially set this up, I had my weekly booklet in there, which I was using. I have used since the start of this year. And then also I had my daily morning planner, or not planner, my daily morning journal. And then I also had a Leuchtturm 1917 that I was using just for miscellaneous anything. So like making daily to-do lists, kind of random notes, things like that. Well, I saw someone on Instagram with this book from Paperbound Creations, Paper Blanks. And when I saw this book, I was just like, wow, what is that? And then I happened to see it again on her feed, but I could not find this person to give them credit. I don't know who this person is on Instagram. I don't know if they follow me here on YouTube, but if you do, it would be great if you would comment so that way I can give you credit because I literally stole this from you. But nonetheless, oh, and people who follow me on Instagram, who may follow that person, please let me know who that person is so I can give them credit for me stealing their idea, essentially. So I saw this book and I really, really liked it. And it just happened to be the perfect size for this. So although I loved my little setup in that, it didn't really make sense to have my Passport Weekly booklet in here with a Leuchtturm and then my morning journal because I was always taking my morning journal out. I never had it really in this cover. So morning journal I'm still doing, but it was out of the cover. Second thing, the weekly booklet, because I started the A6, it's probably not a point to have, you know, the weekly booklet, but it was just something I was committed to because again, I started it at the first of this year. So I've already explained what kind of cover this is. So if you would like to know, just watch some of the older videos where I showcase this. And yeah, so changed up some deco in here. And then here is the beauty. It's this thick little book. Now you're probably wondering, like, is that a journal or a planner? It's a planner. It is a planner. And it is very similar to like the Moleskine. I wish then when I came across that person that I had known about this before I purchased the Midori. Now, I'm not saying that I don't love my Midori. I absolutely 100% love it now, and especially how I've used it and how I am using it now opposed to the Moleskine, which I have nothing against the Moleskines. My morning journal is a Moleskine. I just didn't like the Moleskine Daily Pocket. It just didn't work out for me. However, this is beautifully made. This is bounded perfectly, like almost too perfect. It's a perfect book. It even feels really good. Like camera quality does not do it justice. Like there feels like little fabric outlined around all of these images, and it has a nice little suede like feeling, and it has texture in the book. I don't know how well it's picking up on camera, but there is a little texture going on in this book, and then it has like shimmer. So this is a really, really nicely crafted book. So I got this because I saw it on someone else's Instagram page. In the back of the book, which if you wanted to use this for an on-the-go purpose, this makes perfect sense. Why? Because it's a little daily booklet, right? And we'll get into the book in a second. But it's a little daily book. And then in the back, they have tucked into this pocket, because there's a pocket back here, they have a phone book. Now, there may be some people who don't use a phone book anymore, but for everyone else who are reliant on paper, and paper being your source of everything, when it comes to information wise, you don't really use your phone for this kinds of stuff, this is handy to have. Now, I'm that kind of person. Sometimes I need to have numbers written down, because when I try to go somewhere and they ask me for like a good number or something like that, I am that person who cannot seem to find the number at the right time. So if I had something in front of me with the numbers already, it's a lot easier for me. But anyway, getting into the book. So again, this is some great binding. It's really good. $4.99. No, I want to say it was just €4. It was €4. In USD, it was $5. $5 for this. On Amazon for Germany, it is ranging between $17. I did not see this on the US Amazon. I'm pretty sure they might ship to the US though. I don't know, because I don't know if that person was from Europe or if they were from the US and they also had this book. But I happened to see it and all the pricing was in euros. So I assume that they ship to the US as well if they are not located in the US. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But it was €4 on their site. And I don't know what it is now, if it is still €4. And shipping was free. It was free, and I used DHL. So, because DHL Post is what they use here. So we get inside. The thing that I love and can appreciate about this. So this book has a 2022 overview, just like the Moleskine. And then you have like all the holidays. They even have some international holidays in here. And the Moleskine doesn't have that, I don't believe. And then what I like about this, opposed to the Moleskine Pocket Daily, is that you have your monthlies in this kind of landscape kind of view. It just looks a little bit bigger than your Moleskine. One day I'll do a comparison between the two just to see, but it looks a little bigger than your Moleskine. I don't know how big it is, but I love this. I love how this is. Now, when you get past all of these monthly pages, you have like a note page like you do in the Moleskine, and then it starts your 2022, right? So you can do whatever with this page. But then I started this in January. So I have a bookmark for April. So April is here. April starts here. But then you have the rest of all of this that is already gone. And that was already for the first half of the year. So instead of wasting pages, if you can ignore the dates, just ignore and pretend they don't exist, then like I said, this becomes a perfect daily jotter or journal or whatever you want to create with it. So I've been using this to just journal a little bit. You guys know I'm really big on journaling this year. Like it's been my safe haven to just sit down and then jot some things. And I find that journals like this in this particular size are so good for me because I can fill them faster, and it doesn't feel daunting to fill a book that is like A5 or something like that, or 6x9. So this is perfect. So I've just been using the pages that I've already passed for the year to journal. Now, where I have the bookmark, I'm not actually planning in it. I'm still just journaling things about the day. So I will journal back here, and then whatever else I need to finish up, I will just journal in here. And I'm going to do that until I can finally reach the 1st of April, so that the book looks full of writing. So that is my idea with that. Now, if I want to use this as a little planner, it's perfectly set up for that. Like, there's no thought about this. I can definitely do that with it. But for right now, I thought it was a perfect little jotter. And I put it in this cover because I really love this cover so much. This cover is great. And I didn't want to move out of this cover. I did try to put it in a different Passport TN that I had, but I just didn't like it in there. I thought that the book was just too nice of a book for that cover, because this is a really nice book. Like, camera is not doing this book any justice. It's really a really nice little book. I almost want to get like the little pocket journal, but I don't know. The pocket journal, however, is like $17, I want to believe. But yes, I really love this so much. This is so great. So that's what happened with that cover. So hopefully, if you like the other setup, you're not too mad that I changed it a little bit. So what's going on with my weekly booklet now and this A6? So originally I was going to use this Zequins, and someone asked me about the difference between Nestology and, I keep bumping my camera, I'm so sorry. Someone asked me about the difference between Nestology paper and the Zequins paper. If you want a video, I happen to have two of everything now. I have two A6, well, I have one A6-stology and I have a Zequins that I can do comparisons for, and then I have a B6 Zequins and a B6-stology that I can do comparisons for as well. So if you would like to see comparisons between those two notebooks, I can definitely do them for you now. The only thing is I don't have like expensive fountain pens, but I do have a couple of little fountain pens that bleed through quite a bit of stuff. So if you're more of a person of fountain pen use, I can do like a little test for you with the ones that I have, and then I can just do like a couple of little pen tests so you can kind of see like the differences between the two and how they write. But if that's something that you're interested in, that's another video that I can do. But I had intentions to use this as my everyday journal, like a personal journal. But there was a book from Midori that I was really, really eyeing, and I've eyed it for almost 2 years. And then finally I told myself, I'm going to get it. I'm going to work the bill. I'm going to get it. And I bought this book. So that is the book that I will show you at the end of this video if you stick around. So what happened with this? So video I just did was on my personal rings. I just explained that my personal rings I've been using as like the more important stuff. Well, I watched a bunch of videos. If you watched that video, I watched a bunch of videos on my planning system to kind of go back and figure out like where it was that I fell off and why was I so unhappy. Pretty much to sum up this story, I got wrapped up in the fluff of what everyone else was doing and completely abandoned my own habits and things that I know for sure work for me. So I went back to that. So if you've watched any, and I do mean any, of my Stology and Moleskine videos, then this will come at no surprise to you. So instead of using this planner or this notebook as a journal per se, I went in and set it up like a bullet journal, the same way my Stology was set up for the last couple of months of 2021. So if you can remember, it was a weekly with a this week, my tracking, and a notes box. And in between each weekly were dailies. These are blank because I haven't put the weekly names on them, but in between that starts the new week, and I didn't do the tracker. So there's stuff that I still need to add in here, but I just didn't finish it yet. But yeah, as you can see, it's set up the same way. Why did I go back to this? I went back to this because this works. This is relevant. This is something that productively helped me. I often pull my Stalogy out to compare because I think I think people think I'm lying when I say that this was the most productive I was, besides like the other A5 bullet journal I had some years back. It explains itself. There's no further explanation. It explains itself. This works. This works. Why would I leave something that works? Is beyond me. So, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that anymore. This works. That's what I did with the Zequins. Only difference is I really liked using this Stalogy a lot. This was fun. I liked doing this. I do have a notepad, this same notepad that I used for stuff like this, tucked away in the back of this A6. But this worked for me. And I mean, I watched a lot of videos too, because sometimes when you are struggling with your system, like I watched someone else's video. She's a relatively popular person on YouTube, and I want to say Instagram, but I can't remember her name, her handle. But she was also having the same issue, especially with between using two different systems. Like she was broken between rings and strings, and I just was like, man, me and her are having like the same issues with our stuff. I just watched a bunch of my videos and figured out where I was most comfortable and where it was that all this changing happened. Because if you've been paying attention, I've changed my system a lot, and the purpose of the system is for it to work and not for it to just be a bunch of fluff. Because Instagram and YouTube will always be here, but they aren't helping me figure my own life out. They aren't helping me do that. So I needed to step away from all of that. Now, I still love my decorations. I still love making things look really pretty and setting up notebooks, but I have to go into what works. So I went back to this simple little system with that monthly, weeklies, and dailies, because why? This works. So that's what this book is going to be. I'm going to be able to get quite a bit of use out of this because, like I said, this is a thicker book versus the Stalogy. Stalogy is 365. This one has 400. So about the same, but a little bit more. So what happened with my weekly book, it moved in here. I am committed to finishing this. And not only just finishing this, but I have the whole year for this. So this book is 6 months. I'm already at the halfway mark for this book. The next part of the book is the next 3 months. This was all the last 3 months that just passed, March, or January, February, and March. And not only that, I use this monthly overview a lot. I use this a lot. I reference this a lot. I use it a lot. So there were just reasons that I couldn't get rid of this because this works. And not only that, this is my little fun because I like to write in this and I like to do my little trackers in here. So although I have a weekly in here, I still want to finish my weekly book, this, because this is what I started. My Midori is still the same. Still my memory journal. I have started to use my monthlies. Did I use March at all? Yeah, I have started to use my monthlies just a little bit. But like I said, this is my memory journal. Now, take for granted, I need to update this because I don't get time to sit down and do this kind of stuff often. And I did already flip through this at the time when I initially used it. But yeah, I mean, this is fun. This this is the fun that I get to have. It's in here. This is one of my favorite spreads, just one. And then this was the last spread that I did. So I still need to update, you know, like this. But like I said, this is what I'm currently into right now. I love this system so much. This is so chunky that my Midori sticks out. My Midori never stuck out this much, but it sticks out just a little bit. But I love this. So now we're at the end of the video, and now I'm going to show you the last thing that I have. I shared it on Instagram, but I never shared it on here. So this is another Midori. I think in one of my videos, I called the Midori a Moleskine one day, one page, and it was actually a Midori. So this is a Midori, one day, one page. But really, if you want to be honest with it, it's just a notebook, a journal. And I have it in this tin, and I just wrapped these little plastic covers around it because I wanted to like make this look a little better than how it looked. Not that it looked really bad, but you know, I wanted that. And then also because I carry this around a lot, so if I ever stop using my personal, I wanted to be able to tuck this in here. Or was it this way? I think it was this way. I wanted to be able to tuck this in here and have it all together so I can just drag it with me wherever. But that was the purpose of this. But anyway, it's a Midori, and it's a cloth covered journal. This is a really pretty journal. I'll give you some close up. Really pretty journal. Has some gold stamping in it. Nothing on the back. There is gold stamping on the spine of the book, and it's more like a galaxy themed kind of a situation, and it feels really premium. Open it up. You have your start and end date, and then it goes into just lined pages, and these lined pages have like little stars and like galaxy kinds of themes on all the pages. And it's called My Stories and Memories, and it's a Midori, and it's this thick. And I thought it would be the perfect journal to be my personal journal versus the Zequins. This is a better grade of paper. It's a better quality book over the Zequins. This was perfect. So I chose this one for my everyday journal. Now, only reason I haven't started this yet is because, again, I am still working on my morning journal. I am halfway through the book. I've already made the halfway mark through the book. I estimate like 2 weeks for books like this because, again, I don't get a lot of time to write. So this next week we'll probably complete this book, but 2 weeks in one of these, and then when I'm done with this, I'm going to take a break from the Moleskines, and I'm going to dive into here and tackle journaling in here for a bit. I got this pen in Happy Mail. This is a really nice pen. I have no idea where they got this from or if it came with an order or something, but it's a really hefty pen, and I'm interested to see what kind of refills I can put in here, but I really like this pen. So again, that's my little snippet. That's my little share or show and tell. So I really do hope that you guys liked all of the things that I shared today in this video. Again, if you would like to see any comparisons of anything, I'm open to doing that. You just have to let me know if you would like a video like that. But this will conclude this video. That's all I have for you. I thank everyone for watching and staying to the very end. I thank all of my new subscribers for subscribing, and current subscribers for returning back. And as always, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.